In a constantly evolving global world, greatly influenced by technology, people have access to information that may be correct or wrong. Because people have easy access to a lot of information, it is important that teachers educate students on information literacy skills to prepare them to succeed as lifelong learners in digital spaces. Information literacy includes the ability to identify, find, evaluate, and use information effectively. Oftentimes, media literacy and digital literacy are used synonymously with information literacy, but these terms slightly differ. Media literacy and digital literacy are more specific in the types of information sought for, evaluated, and used. Information literacy, conversely, is used as a broad term to describe the identification, evaluation, and use of information, whether in print or digital form. Information literacy involves two components: being a good consumer and being a good creator. A good consumer of information is one who can identify the need for information, effectively search for information from credible sources, and evaluate information. For example, if a teacher asks students to research something, a good consumer of information would first identify the need for the information requested from the teacher. A good consumer of information will then ask questions like, "Why is the search for information important?" and "How will finding the requested information be beneficial to me, my classmates, or to society?" To effectively search for information from credible sources, an information-literate student will think about which search engines to use and how to properly search for information. Properly searching for information involves consumers considering the effects of keywords and phrases on results produced from search engines during an online search. Common credible sources of information for K-12 students include physical and online libraries, museums, and internet search engines. Once consumers obtain information from credible information sources, the next action is to evaluate information obtained, which simply means to think about what criteria could be considered in determining what information counts as credible. Generally, questions often asked by consumers when evaluating information include: who is this information coming from? Is this person an expert on the topic? Is the information biased? And was the information presented recently or a long time ago? Answers to these questions help consumers know which information is credible and whether information fits the criteria of authority, accuracy, currency, objectivity, and coverage. Once good consumers of information identify a need for information, search for the information from credible sources, and evaluate information, they need to be good creators. Good creators effectively synthesize, use, and share identified information. Information synthesis involves the combination of information from different sources to create and/or support an opinion. When using or sharing information from sources, it is necessary to follow ethical guidelines, one of which involves the prevention of plagiarism. To avoid plagiarism, a good creator will follow general citation-style guidelines when giving credit to originators of information. Common questions asked by good creators are: how can I present information well so that my readers and listeners can understand? And how can I make sure my readers and listeners know I am not the creator of the information presented? It is important that teachers not only teach but also demonstrate to students what it means to be good consumers and creators of information, as students often gain skills through observed actions. Through teaching and demonstration, teachers can help students to effectively learn and show information literacy skills. These skills will be evident in the way learners consume and create information for an audience through writing and speaking. Additional resources for information literacy skills are available on this webpage. Resources include a printable summary, related examples, articles, blogs, infographics, and videos, and links to other related blended and online teaching hub topics.